Hello, hello, everybody. So, thank you for joining this Monday session. So, let's start immediately. And so, first of all, especially if you've been sitting for quite a while before joining, make sure that you're feeling nice and loose with stretching, stretching your body, maybe even standing up and shaking your legs. And then when you're ready, sit back down, sitting down but in an upright position so that you're not too relaxed and prone to falling asleep. And then first, let's just be aware of our own bodies and the weight of our bodies, where we're sitting, noticing our own weight on our seat. And then noticing the weight of our legs and our feet towards the ground, pressing our feet into the ground a little bit more to accentuate this sensation of connection with the floor, with the ground, with the earth. And there, in the way that you enjoy doing, you can visualize that you're grounding yourself into the earth. Maybe you're visualizing it, maybe it's just an intention. There's no right or wrong here. And then allow your attention, your focus to move back up into your body and all the way into the area of your chest, where we're going to connect with our hearts. Here, maybe by touching your chest, your heart with your hand, and noticing these sensations of touch. Or maybe tuning in a little bit deeper into either the sounds or the sensations of your heart beating in your chest. And when you feel that connection, when you're able to notice your heart, you can then imagine or visualize as if your own breath is flowing in and out through your heart. And here you just keep breathing in a normal way through your nose. But just imagine, visualize as if your breath is entering your heart when you breathe in and exiting your heart when you breathe out. And slowly but surely, we're gonna deepen and slow down our breathing so that we're reaching a harmonious, balanced, comfortable rhythm. The ideal or close to ideal rhythm is about a count of 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out to give you an idea, a reference. But it could be a little bit faster, it could be a little bit slower. It's better that it's comfortable for you. So we'll do that for a minute or two together in silence, just to find the rhythm that's best for each of us. So just experiment, slowing down, deepening your breath, and making sure it's as balanced as possible. Okay, and you might start to notice with this slow, deep breathing, a sense of calm coming over you. We're going to take advantage of this calm, quiet state centered into our hearts to first of all remind ourselves of the visions that we have for our future. So if you think about what's ahead of you, do you know what is the vision for your life? If so, just remind yourself of it. And if it's a little bit too abstract or seems far away, you can also remind yourself of goals that you're pursuing that might be a little bit closer in your timeline. And if you're thinking about goals that you're having, you can also ask yourselves, are they the ultimate goal, or are they just a means to a more important end? Is there something else behind it that maybe you haven't yet allowed yourself to connect with? Maybe you're first thinking about the most obvious practical goals, like a promotion in work or making more money. But then ask yourselves, why do you want that? Maybe it's because you have an urge to travel the world. And what's behind the desire to travel the world? Maybe it's just a wish for freedom or adventure. Maybe that's something that's crucial to your equilibrium, to your life. So just ask yourself, or ponder on this at least, what seems to be even more important than the obvious goals that you have. And if you can, try to identify the ultimate essence of it. Okay, so now we're going to start our contemplation. And since we're close enough to the end of the month, we can also start to have a review not only of the past week, but start to review the month of April altogether. What did work well? What didn't work as well as we wished? And the working well category, just ask yourselves, okay, what are the things that made me feel in the flow? What were the connections, the events that brought me the most fulfillment or joy? What already feels aligned in my life? What do I want more of? What would I want to keep and expand on? And then in what didn't work as well as you wished, just welcome this as well as information, noticing what made it something that didn't work well. Was it just that results were not achieved? And if that's the case, then maybe in the process itself, there were still aspects that brought you joy and alignment. And it can also be the opposite. Maybe results were achieved, but you didn't enjoy getting to those results. So just notice that as well. What were the moments that didn't bring you joy? The moments that didn't feel so aligned? And just notice, take it as valuable information for things and paths that you want to let go of, or that you want to change or course correct. So allow yourself to make this contemplation a source of valuable information about yourself and what you want to nurture or change in your life. So we'll do this for another minute or two in silence, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the next step. Let's do this for another minute, pondering on what worked well and didn't work as well as we hoped. Okay. So now let's ask ourselves if a version of last week and even last month were to repeat itself into the future over and over, would it actually bring us towards our vision? Is it already aligned with the essence of what's important to us? Or are we off track? Is this drawing a trajectory that is going straight into the bullseye? Or are we missing the mark? And here, just get a general feel for it. You're probably already going in the general direction, but maybe not fully aligned yet. And just notice what it is. Again, take it as valuable information. And now we're going to work on adjusting this trajectory. And that's what we're doing every week, setting our energy, our intentions, so that we're getting closer and closer. We're adjusting the trajectory of our timeline to be as aligned as possible to our vision. So to do that, now let's invite our imagination to join us. And we're gonna craft the best possible scenario for the week that is just starting today. So what if this week is full of the best surprises? What if this week we're operating at our best? We're in the flow. We are generating an energy that is expansive and makes us productive, makes us take action and make decisions in a smooth, easy way. And everything feels like it's falling into place. How does the week look like when we're in such a flow, such an expansive state? And if you want to, you can direct your imagination in increments and first trying to imagine, okay, everything that's in my control. What if all of this is working absolutely perfect, according to plan? The decisions I make are smooth. I take action easily. So starting with that, what does the week look like when what's in your control works in the best way possible? And of course, soon we realize that there's only so much that's in our control or direct control. But let's imagine that we're in such an expansive flow that this contaminates in a positive way everything around us and everyone around us. So the flow that we're generating is so expansive that everything else around us is also aligning perfectly. So what does the week look like when that happens? And maybe other people's making decisions that are aligning with yours, maybe coincidences, opportunities arising. What does the week look like when even the things that are not in your control seem to conspire to align with your own vision and your own goals? And what about the unexpected? What about surprises, things that you haven't considered so far? If you allow your imagination to go that little bit further, and even allowing it to go a little far-fetched, what new opportunities, possibilities, synchronicities could possibly be entering your life? Like sprinkling a little bit of magic onto your week and even further down into the months to come. I just see, maybe you don't think about anything, or maybe if you're just staying still and quiet and silent, some ideas, possibilities are going to bubble up to your awareness. So you can play with that, asking yourselves, what if? What if something new was to enter my life? What could it be? Something new and aligned. Something new that brings me joy. Something new that brings me closer to my vision. And then let's set an intention that we're also willing to welcome things in our lives that our imagination is not even yet able to conceive. What if there are possibilities that are yet outside of the realm or the paradigm that we are able to imagine? So let's set that intention that we are willing to receive and welcome those into our life as well, that we would recognize them for what they are, because they might look very different from what we are familiar with. So let's set that intention that we will recognize them and welcome them into our lives. And now just notice, how are you feeling? How does it feel to immerse ourselves into best possible version of the week? And remember, our mind doesn't know the difference that much between what's real or imagined. So your thinking of the best outcomes is generating the feelings that go with it. So just notice, is it a feeling or a sensation that you're familiar with, that you can put a name to, like excitement or joy or simply gratitude? And maybe you don't really know what it is, but you can definitely feel it in your body, maybe in your heart. And in that case, just notice how that makes you feel in your body. And here, there's no right or wrong. And now we're going to work on expanding, making these sensations, these emotions, feelings stronger. So here I'm going to invite you to imagine, visualize, as if these sensations are also flowing in and out directly through your heart with each of your breaths. So every time you breathe in, it's as if these sensations, you can feel them entering your body through your heart. And every time that happens, it's like you feel them even more vibrantly inside yourself. And then when you've taken a few breaths like this, now on each of your out breaths, now also imagine as if these sensations, they're radiating out from your heart into the space around you and in front of you. And every time you breathe out, these sensations are expanding that little bit further. So with each cycle of breath, breathing in, you feel these sensations more vibrantly, as if they're filling up your whole being. And every time you breathe out, these sensations radiate out into the space around you and in front of you. And every time they get more powerful and they shoot out even further. Every time you breathe in and out, you're turning yourself into a powerhouse for those sensations, those feelings, those emotions, meaning that you're elevating your vibration, your vibrational state. You're getting closer to the sheer vibration of your vision. With each in-breath, you feel it more strongly inside yourself, and each out-breath radiates it out that little bit further into the space around you and in front of you. With each breath that you're taking, you're now feeling this heart energy getting stronger and stronger, and so powerful that it's nearly as if you can see it. You can see it expanding from your heart into this strong beam, a strong beam of light that is going further and further into the space in front of you. And now I'm going to invite you to call upon your imagination again and just visualize as if this heart energy is now so powerful that as it radiates out in front of you, it is literally opening up a portal in front of you, a portal in time and space, a portal in time and space that opens up to a new timeline for the week that is starting today. And now we're about to actually step into this portal, knowing that on the other side, we're stepping into the new version, a new version of our timeline that is even more aligned with our vision. So as you're about to step through, feel the deep gratitude that you're having now, just leaving behind the old version of your reality, the one that has supported you so far. And now, as you're making a step into the portal, knowing that the old timeline is just dissolving behind you. And now in front of you, a new path is opening up into the future for you. And as you step through, I'm gonna invite you to now enjoy for a few moments standing on this doorstep, contemplating this path of new opportunities that's opening up for you, and just taking a moment to connect with it and enjoying the sensations of this new timeline. So maybe if you imagine that you're looking around, you might notice maybe the light in a different way, maybe colors, more vibrant, maybe new environments. And maybe if you're more of an auditory person, you might hear things. Are there sounds that are filling this space? Is it more quiet? Is it louder? Is it more vibrant? Do you hear voices of people you know? Do you hear new voices? If you were to imagine reaching out and touching something in this new version of reality, what does it feels like? What is the texture? Maybe there are new scents, smells that you're perceiving as well. Just allow yourself to soak in any of these new sensations that might belong to your new timeline. And enjoy it, and taking a few deep breaths. Just imagine that you're breathing in and out all of the new connections and possibilities that exist on this side of the portal. And now, to make sure that we are strongly anchored into this state and that we can come back to this state at any moment throughout the week, we're going to create an anchor that's going to remind us of how we're feeling right now and what it means. Something that reconnects us to this energy whenever we need it. So the anchor is a simple physical movement or gesture, something easy that you can remember easily. It could be pressing your thumb and index finger together. It could be placing your hand over your heart. It could be a deep inhale through the nose, or just rolling your shoulders back. Whatever it is that you choose, make it natural and something that feels right for you, something that you will remember easily. And then now, apply your anchor as you're feeling this lovely energy vibrating within you. If you chose pressing your fingers together, press them now. If you chose placing a hand on your heart, do it now. If you chose a breath, take that breath now. And as you do this, just know that you are locking in this new reality within you. This is your anchor. This is your signal to the universe, to your mind, to your body, that this shift is real and that you are calling upon it every time you are using this signal. So from now on, whenever you repeat this anchor, you will instantly remember. You will instantly reconnect yourself to this version of the week, to this timeline, to this energy. Okay. So now, I'm gonna invite you to take a few more deep breaths and setting an intention again that from now on, you will notice throughout the week all of the subtle shifts. You will pay attention to the small signs, to the synchronicities, to the moments of effortless flow. You will notice all of these confirmations that your new reality is already supporting you. Okay, and now with your mind nicely prompted and programmed for the best version of this week, we are now going to bring ourselves back to the here and now. And to do that, just rub your hands together until they're warm. Bring them at the top of your head. And gently but surely start to touch every part of your body, starting with your face and scalp and down your neck, down your shoulders and arms, and then back up to the shoulders, and this time all the front of your body, your torso, your abdomen, and back up again, and this time touching the sides of your rib cage, all the way down to your hips, and back up again on your back, this time touching as much of your back as you can, again going all the way back down to your hips and your thighs and knees, and down to your lower legs, and all the way down to your feet if you can. If you can touch your feet, it's great. If you cannot, it's okay. Just press your feet into the ground again with that intention to ground yourself into the earth again. And once you've done that, congratulations, you're all set. And I hope you had a good time. And I shall see you next week for actually the first week of May. Can't believe it's here already. Anyway, bye everybody. Talk to you soon.